Hello, my name is Caleb Wimberly, and I will be doing my social media audit on the Atlanta Hawks. So the Hawks are part of the NBA, which is the National Basketball Association, and they are located in Atlanta, Georgia, and they play at State Farm Arena in downtown Atlanta. And they represent three categories. They represent the city of Atlanta, and they compete in the Eastern Conference. And there's two different conferences, the Eastern and the Western Conference. So we're on the East Coast, so we're part of the Eastern Conference. And they compete against other American, and there's one Canadian team, which is the Toronto Raptors. And they play some preseason games overseas to start off the year also. So something about the situation snapshot and business goals. Many people don't know that the Hawks were originally from Milwaukee, and they were called the Milwaukee Skyhawks from 1951 to 1955. And then they moved to St. Louis, where they were called the St. Louis Hawks, and they ended up winning a championship. Their one and only one from 1955 to 1968. They stayed in St. Louis, and then they relocated to Atlanta in '68, where they are still playing today. And the team is currently going through a slight rebuild right now, even though they just made the playoffs. But like I said, they're still trying to build from it. And their mission is to be the best sports and entertainment organization in Atlanta also. And the main business is to increase engagement to improve ticket sales, since Atlanta is such a high populated city and a lot of things are going on. So the main target is multicultural families like African Americans, Asians, Hispanics, and goes on. Within the metro Atlanta area, which is millennials and Gen Z, what they're looking more into, since that's the younger generation. And the target audience is very diverse, a younger, but mainly a younger generation, which is also millennials. And the demographics they're looking for are millennials and Gen Z individuals living within the metro Atlanta area. And the psychographics are fans who relate to youth and hip hop culture, basketball, and lifestyle or culture of the city of Atlanta. Since Atlanta has so many things going on, so like I said, mainly Atlanta is known for their hip hop and things of that nature. So here's a little bit about the social media audit for the Atlanta Hawks. They use many platforms. They have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, and X page. And like I said, the follows vary from who uses it more or whichever people be on the mainly. As you see, IG leads and followers, and they post about 3 to 5 times a day. But that's the same from Instagram to Facebook to TikTok. But they actually post on X mainly per day. They post 11 times a day, which is about almost about 70 to 80 times a week. Also. And like I said, the types of posts they usually be mainly the same, from like highlights to player features and roster moves. But like LinkedIn, that's more like the organization part. So, you might have like they posting what they're doing in the community or what's going on with the staffs behind the scenes sometimes. So things of that nature. X gets the live updates. And you get most of your like notifications of if the Hawks did something major on X. So, and that's why, like I said, they have the most likes, even though Instagram has more followers on the platform. But people are mainly checking out Twitter for the most part, worldwide. So yeah, that. And for the most part, so this is one of their competitors, the New York Knicks, who basically use the same platforms also. And their followers, they actually have probably twice or triple the amount of followers, because they're also in a major city, which is their population is actually bigger. But and they also they're like one of the main teams in New York, and they've been a team for a while. So, and they're a major team in like the country. So a lot of people root for the Knicks across the world. So that's why they have a lot of followers. and they post actually less than the Hawks per day. But like I said, since they have such a populated city and are like kind of worldwide, but like I said, they're very favorited in the U.S. That's why they don't really have to do that. And like I said, the type of posts similar, from like memes, highlights, videos, career opportunities, same things of that nature. And like I said, their engagement levels have kind of like skyrocketed or improved this year, mainly because like I said, they just won the championship. So, and they haven't won in 53 years. So that was a very huge accomplishment for them. And they also beat the Hawks on their way to going to the championship. So that actually helps them have a bigger edge when it comes to like followers over the Hawks and things of that nature. So some of the things the Hawks I think should focus on is one of their strengths is they combine teams news and press conferences releases with interaction and humor, and they speak the language of their target audience, so they know what's going on or what's the trends right now, and they're very up to date as time goes on. And they focus on fan experience also. And one of the weaknesses is it's difficult to maintain content engagement across all social media platforms, and it's difficult to balance engagement within team wins. But the opportunities they can have is by providing digital rewards on the Hawks app, incorporate more interactive opportunities during games using social media platforms. Also, one of the threats I would say is their losing streaks tend to lose interest within the team when the team is not performing well. So, like I said, the Hawks went on a couple losing streaks at the start of the season, so it wasn't looking good. But then they picked it up, which helped them gain more fans as the time went on. In their financial value, the Hawks do not have a superstar player. They have a star or a couple star players, which could become a superstar, but they don't have that one superstar across the whole league yet. And therefore, they don't generate financially from social media also. So one smart objective I chose was that they should increase the average monthly engagement rate on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter by 10% by the end of the upcoming NBA regular season. And I think they should do that by publishing 3 weekly short form video featuring behind the scenes culture and Atlanta hip hop crossovers, because there's so many things to do in Atlanta, and they're known for so many things across the world. They've started a lot of trends or certain things that go on X, Instagram, and etc. So what I would recommend is that they collaborate with a local music artist to engage in interactive opportunities like the social media platforms out there. So what I think they should do is like record a player listening to a song from a local artist, and the player has to guess the artist who's singing the song before he announces his guest. The audience or an individual guesses first. If the audience member beats the player with the number of the correct guesses, he or she should win the prize. And if the audience is involved, and there are no prize, it could be used for engagement only. So that, like I said, it's a win-win for both, and they can use this on any of their social media platforms, as I stated, X, Facebook, and like things of that nature. And this can happen by sharing all the social media platforms. They can utilize a poll feature in the comment section or on their page whenever available, or like I said, the comment section, and they can go from there. Like I said, you'll see who will be engaged and who's really tapped in as an Atlanta fan.